Life with Ben, only on PTV.
For the past week, I've been out of town on vacation. I went to Southern California for the first time in almost 4 years. I haven't done any travel since New Year's Eve of 2021, and it was about time that I actually did get out of town. Now, I took a lot of time to save up to have the right amount of fun on vacation. So I think that's why it took so long to get out of town. When you go to Disneyland, it's not the cheapest place to go. We opted, that is me, Arnie, and Doug, we opted to leave on a Saturday morning. We were gone for a whole week, and then we got back the following Saturday. And in that time, we ate a lot of food. I have my iPad here with notes of everything that we had while we were on the road. It's just so I can fill you in on what we ate. When you're driving through the valley, it's usually a food desert, so you grab what you can. We weren't feeling like we wanted any type of grease for a breakfast or a lunch, but we were able to find, surprisingly, little charcuterie packages at a gas station, which kept us fine until we actually hit our first stop for lunch. We stopped at the Grapevine for Roll 'em Up Taquitos. I'd never heard of this place, I'd never been there, but the pictures here, you can just see, it was delicious. I had tacos, Arnie and Doug shared a taquito, and something called a taco burger. Everything was delicious. We got settled in, we met up with Benji of Let's Go to the Park, and the four of us went to dinner, and we went to Paul's Place. It's a chain of diners in Orange County, and I had a club sandwich. Arnie had a club sandwich, and Doug had a club sandwich. The three of us probably could have fed off of two. They were such big sandwiches, as you can see here. Sunday was a day in Pasadena. We were going there to go to a pop-up Christmas store, but on the way, we stopped at a Jack in the Box to get a quick breakfast. Nothing to really write home about. But lunch, we stopped at a local pizza place in Pasadena where we couldn't find, it was either going up a hill or lake. Poor Doug was just being driven crazy by going up and down these streets. But we found these calzones that were just outstanding. But we were so full the rest of the day that all we wanted to do was go to Aldi at the end of the day for these little tiny salads that we found in their refrigerator section. Monday, we started the day at Gourmet Pie. It is a diner in Los Alamitos, which is in Orange County near Anaheim. And oh dear Lord, that food was delicious. I had a breakfast sandwich there. Arnie and Doug shared a chorizo enchilada and these boysenberry cream cheese pancakes, which it didn't sound like it would go, but oh my gosh, they were delicious. Later on in the day, we went to a place called The Croft at the Anaheim Packing House. We all shared a chicken parmesan sandwich. We split it 3 ways. And then we also had a side of poutine, which if you've never had poutine, it's delicious. But then that night, we opted for something light and we went to Porto's. Porto's is a local Cuban bakery that has a huge following in Southern California. They have, I think, 6 or 7 locations. And the one we went to was in Buena Park, which was near the hotel where we went to. Tuesday, we started our day at Porto's again. I had this delicious egg croissant, which for me, you can't go wrong with eggs in the morning. It's a really good protein, and their croissants are delicious. We were on the road in West LA, and we wound up at the Farmer's Market right next to Television City in Hollywood for lunch. And that's where we found Nona's Empanadas. And I had a vegetarian and a cheeseburger empanada, and it was just the perfect light lunch for what we were looking for. It was just amazing. Then we went to Arby's for dinner, but that was just a very, very quick thing. We couldn't think of anything else to do, and it was like a block away from our hotel. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday were Disneyland days. Some of the things we had were meals at Tiana's Palace, which is a new restaurant in New Orleans Square. It's part of the whole new overlay with Tiana's Bayou Adventure in the newly named Bayou Country. Used to be Critter Country, and prior to that, Bear Country. They had a half chicken with macaroni and cheese and coleslaw that I had. It was fantastic. Then that evening, I had a sandwich in downtown Disney at the Earl of Sandwich. I had their turkey and cranberry. It's like a Thanksgiving sandwich, and it's one of the best sandwich combinations in my book. Thursday, we opted not to open the parks. So we took our time and went to Porto's again for breakfast. But once we got to the park, we started our day in California Adventure. We looked around for some food options for lunch and really didn't see anything that really hooked us. So we made our way over to Disneyland and we went to the Plaza Inn, where I had their fried chicken. Their fried chicken is legendary. I know fried chicken is fried chicken, but no, you need to have the fried chicken at the Plaza Inn to understand where I'm coming from. It's delicious. That night we made our way back to Tiana's Palace because it was so freaking good. So I had another round of chicken. I ate a lot of chicken on this trip, and while some people might complain about chicken, hey, I'm the one that has to eat it, and if I like chicken, I'm gonna eat chicken. Friday, I wasn't in very much of a breakfasty mood. I knew we were gonna be getting some popcorn buckets. I kind of munched on popcorn to tide me over until we got lunch. But I really needed a source of protein. I just went with some simple chicken strips from the Stage Door Cafe. That's in Frontierland. Again, I love chicken, and if anyone else is complaining about that, that's on them, because I really enjoyed it. However, Friday night was a different story. We went back to the Plaza Inn for dinner, and instead of the fried chicken, I went with their pot roast meal, and I had forgotten how good their pot roast is at that restaurant. It was just delicious. Now, the pot roast and the fried chicken are always on the menu at the Plaza Inn, but other restaurants do cycle through their menus and have different options. But I went with the tried and true. And then for dessert, we went over to the Tropical Hideaway, which is in Adventureland next to the Tiki Room. And I had a peach Dole Whip, which you usually associate Dole Whips with pineapple. Well, they were offering peach. Freaking awesome. Oh, it's so good. Saturday was time to return, and before we came home, we had to go to Porto's one more time. This is a bag from Porto's. This is an almond croissant from Porto's, and it is delicious. I had one while I was there. I got an extra one to pack up so I can have it later, which is why it's sealed in a plastic bag. The other thing I picked up at Porto's to bring home to the family, that is me and Tom and Sherry, was a dozen of their cream cheese rolls. These are so delicious. I'd eat one right now, but I haven't had dinner and I don't want to spoil my dinner with one of these things, because once I start eating one, I'm going to eat 2 and then 3, so I'm not going to get started on that. But this bakery is amazing. Overall, we had a wonderful visit to Southern California. We ate a lot, we played a lot, we spent a lot. Fortunately, I'd saved my pennies for just such a spending spree, but I had a really good time. But if you haven't been to Disneyland, get to Disneyland, but make sure you take the time to also go to Porto's when you're in Orange County. It's life-changing. Remember, adventure is out there.